This sprocket nut is not meant to be loose. Hello and welcome to another episode on the White Dog Garage YouTube channel. My name is Bob. In this episode we're going to be looking at a very simple job but has big implications for what I'm doing at the moment. I'm in the middle of a big service job on my Katana 1100. Now, one of the little problems that I've encountered, the sprocket nut that goes here has stripped. Normally I just go and buy another nut, but this time I thought, no, I'm going to make a better nut. I'm going to do this properly. The thread is M20 by 1.5. The thread is 20 millimeters in diameter, and it's the pitch, which is the distance between threads, is 1.5 millimeters. It's known as M20 by 1.5, but also known as M20 fine. So this is where the nut goes. It's the end of the gearbox output shaft. The front sprocket, drive sprocket, goes on here. There's a spacer there. There's a tab washer, and then the nut itself goes over, and the tab washer is knocked over to lock the nut in place. It's not the best system, and I think the real problem is that there's too few threads on the nut. So the original equipment item that Suzuki provide has, in my opinion, a very limited thread amount. It's about 7 millimeters. And it's about 15-16 millimeters on a proper nut. What it does have is a 3 millimeter deep recess that covers the end of the spline shaft, which is, you got the gears, spline shaft, threaded end, the nut goes on the threaded end, the recess goes over the spline shaft with the tab washer knocked down. That's what holds it in place. So how I'm going to deal with this is very quickly, simply, I've got a piece of 5 millimeter thick flat bar, and I am going to weld the 20 by 1.5 nut to it, and then I will machine the recess and machine the end, rather than, if I machine the recess on the nut, there's not enough meat on the outside to accommodate the recess. This is the setup for welding, with the M20 by 1.5 millimeter nut clamped to the piece of flat bar. A weld positioner would make this job much easier, but for me it is weld one side, then turn it and weld the other. Welding the plate on the base of the nut has distorted it, so I positioned the nut in the chuck by aligning the jaw teeth with the top of the nut. We've finished the work on the lathe now, and we're going to move to the bench mill. The reason being, the tab washer is set up so that it has a series of teeth around its internal diameter, want of a better word, and these teeth fit over the spline of the output shaft of the gearbox. The nut is done up against the tab washer, and then the edge of the washer, the tabs, are bent over the flats of the nut, and that's what secures the nut in place. At the moment, the base of our nut is round, and we need to machine some flats on that, and we're going to do that with the bench mill using the dividing head to produce a hexagon base. The original Suzuki nut is on the left, and the one made here is on the right. This one's been an interesting bit of machining. Simple to describe, simple to enact, but there's only a small amount of tolerance in the depth and the diameters, and you don't want to ruin the nut at the same time. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, I welcome a thumbs up, and of course share it with your friends, share it with anybody, it's all good. If you like what we do on the White Dog Garage YouTube channel and you haven't already subscribed, well, think about subscribing. It's easy. Just hit the subscribe bar down below. While you're there, ding the bell so that you'll get a reminder, a notification from YouTube the next time a video comes out on the White Dog Garage YouTube channel.